Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm heading right now home from Bountiful. Well, not home. I'm heading up to Pickleville from Bountiful. We've been staying at my sister Whitney and her husband Jake's house this weekend because we are down here for the boys' basketball tournament. There's this big Mountain Jam tournament that happens every summer where hundreds of teams come and they have like a kajillion courts all under one roof, and it's a pretty fun deal. And the boys have been doing great, but unfortunately I have to leave today to go back up to Pickleville to do 3 shows. We've got 3, and that's unfortunately, but fortunately I'm excited. It should be fun, but I just wish I could watch the boys' games, obviously. I decided today to whip out the vlog again to give you a little bit of inside look into what's going on with Pickleville, and just basically that's something fun to do. So enjoy following along. We're like 4 weeks into it now, I guess, and things have been going really well. Both of the shows are open and they are selling well. People are seeming to be enjoying it. I'm hearing over and over about the Bandito show. I'm hearing the thing that I always want to hear, which is people coming out and saying, I've been to a lot of these shows and this is the best one yet. And so now what's happening is we're transitioning into what I call the grind section of the summer, which is basically 7 weeks, well, more than that, where we have shows on Monday, 1 show on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 1 show on Wednesday, which is Hairspray. Then we usually have 2 or 3 on Thursday, 2 shows of Hairspray on Friday, and 3 Bandito shows every Saturday. For, I don't know, you get in the middle of this run of shows and it starts to feel really, really weird, like Twilight Zone. The weeks pass super fast, but the days are just kind of like, what time is it? I've been in a dark theater all day. But at the same time, it's pretty fun. But it does take, I feel like it takes a really high level of concentration and a high level of discipline to actually show up every single show. It's really easy if you let yourself to just basically what we call phone it in, to phone in your performance, and you know your body's there but your mind and your effort are subpar. And when you do that, the audience might still enjoy it to a certain point, but there's no way that the magic of live theater can be created by a group of people where there's some of them phoning it in. There was a moment right after our last performance, actually it was right after my very last line of the show, that I left the stage and I just felt this overwhelming feeling of love for the people that were in the audience, and I felt their love. That sounds kind of weird and maybe arrogant, I guess, but it's really true. That's what we're doing up there on the stages. We are sharing with them a piece of our souls through this funny, silly story that we're telling, and sharing with them our personality and having a fun time with them. And it's what I think is missing with a lot of live theater comedy, musical comedy stuff, is that audience element. We need to realize that there is an audience there and that they have a part in what's being portrayed. Even though they're not up on the stage acting it out, their energy, there's a million little cues that they give you that directs you to the best way to deliver a line, or you know how you ought to pace the scene or the next line that you're gonna say. I don't know. I guess it's what I guess it's what makes this thing so interesting to me, and it's why I'm not bored of it after 9 summers of Bandito shows, is because every single performance is different and every single performance is a new challenge that I effectively just have to lace them up every single time and decide I'm gonna go out and try to make this my very best performance. I'm gonna focus as much as I've ever focused, be in the moment as much as ever, let go of whatever else is going on in my life, whatever other concerns I have, which is, I guess, the biggest challenge, because I'm constantly worried about Aaron and the kids, and not worried, but that's the thing that's most important to me, and so naturally my mind drifts to them and whatever they're doing. But you have to show up every single day. Show up and do the work, and the reward at the end of the day is a feeling that's unlike I've ever felt at any other time. A feeling of accomplishment and love and teamwork, and it's why I really love doing what we do. So I just thought of a story to tell. Last week I was driving home in the middle of the night. It must have been about 11:30 or so, and then I get to about this point in the canyon and came upon this.
Push him off the road?
So this elk is standing in the middle of the road. Apparently it had been injured. If you look at the video again, you can see that it got hit in the head. I think it was totally blind, probably couldn't hear anything, but it was just standing there, and this car had stopped to try to see if they could get it off the road or something. And anyway, so I get out of my car, and we're like, how do we get this elk off the road? And it's obviously gonna die. So I take one of those tie down straps from my truck and start hitting it in the back, trying to get it to move, and it wouldn't move. So I wrapped the tie down around the elk's neck and basically pulled it off the side of it, like let it off like a horse. And then somebody pulls up and says, hey, I've got a handgun in my car, and the other guy that I was with was like, well, okay, let's do the right thing here. So he took the handgun and killed the elk. Anyway, it's kind of crazy. Not the craziest thing that I've seen in the canyon, but one of the craziest things, because literally we're like walking, talking less than 5 feet from this elk, trying to figure out what to do, and it just wouldn't respond. It just sat there. So it's kind of sad. It's crazy how something like that, I don't know, it affected me for the next couple of days. I kept thinking about that elk, and it reminded me that life and living is temporary. Something about being around a big majestic animal like that died. I don't know. Pardon the super dirty windows, but this is what we got. Beautiful Bear Lake, here we are. On a seemingly unrelated note, if you are driving in Logan Canyon and you turn around and you can count, more than 3, but definitely if you can count more than 20 cars lined up behind you, probably pull over and let them all pass, because you're going slower than normal people go. Just a thought. Here we are at the beautiful Pickleville Playhouse. The internet isn't working,
so that's why
and our ticketing system relies on the internet. So, and their office is closed today. This has happened before. the service up here is actually really bad, so we're trying to get it worked out so that we can figure out where the tickets are. What's up, Tan?
What's up?
Good.
Three doche.
Three doche.
Oh, one for me.
Only one? Oh, lightweight. As you know, it's our first 3-show day of the season. So I'm gonna ask each cast member, we'll start with you, Kins. What is your deepest fear?
For the 3 doche?
Are you doing 3 or just 1?
I'm doing 3.
Oh, nice.
My biggest fear is that by the 3rd show, I'm gonna be so loopy that who knows if I'll remember what happens. Who knows? Who's to say?
Wouldn't that make it more entertaining?
I guess that's true. Hopefully the audience is with us.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of a crowd we get.
Better have your game faces on.
How about you, Kira?
Well,
What's your deepest fear about performing 3 times in one day? Kira's gonna. How many kisses are you gonna have today?
9. Getting mono is my biggest
9?
fear. Yeah.
9
Mono is my biggest fear.
from 2 different boys.
2
And then
different boys.
Then you'll go and kiss your boyfriend after, so that'll make 3 boys in one day. And you'll say, hey, kids, when I was younger,
No.
I one time kissed 3 different boys in one day.
I will never say that to my children.
Come on. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
It's Kitty.
Woo.
So what's your deepest fear? Are you doing 1 show or 3?
1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm only doing 1
So
song.
do you have any fears about the 1 show?
About the show? No.
Mm-hmm. No.
No.
Pretty
Should be
confident.
good. Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's good.
I just picked one.
Eliza slipping to the city just to watch all the guys that work. Oh, and Peggy. Dang it.
There's a slight obsession with Hamilton in this cast. Kira has only seen it 3 times, right?
Yeah.
She's only seen it 3 times.
So good.
Troy's on a roll.
I feel like going see what show grew,
on a roll.
baby. You like swing music? Yeah. How you, babe? Thanks.
That's what you call, like, that's the trance that you get in some mic checks when you're just feeling it.
Yeah.
And you just, you can't stop. It's ready.
Hey, swing it.
This is what it looks like right before the show starts. So this is what in between show 1 and show 2 looks like. What up? This is dressing room camera coming at you. We're in the middle of 2 shows, about to start the 2nd one. And it's going good. Our first audience was really receptive, really energetic, which isn't always typical of the 1 p.m. crowds. So I'll bet that our 5 is a little bit more quiet, and then our 8 comes back with a vengeance like usual. It's kind of like, I feel like the 3rd show of the day always pays your hard work. So if you put in all the effort for the first 2, then the 3rd crowd is gonna be great. So anyway. All right, I'm just checking in. We are between shows 2 and 3 and going strong. 2nd crowd was as expected, not quite as loud as the 1st crowd, but they did stand up and like cheer until I had to cut them off. So I think they enjoyed it. Anyway, it was super fun. And I fell right on my butt in the middle of the rap. It's a special thing when you're trying to be as cool as possible, and then you do something that's like the least cool thing possible, like fall down, which is what happened. And everyone forgave me, and we just continued on with the scene because the show must go on. But anyway, 1 more show. Here we go. Oh, it's 3 shows. You did 3 shows. 3 shows. How did it feel?
Great.
We did it!
Woo!
Hey. So that is a wrap on the first 3 show day of the season. I think it went really awesome. Although I look like a hot mess because, well, I've been sweating like crazy. But anyway, I guess the last thing that I wanted to share today was a thing that I got from this lady. It was at the first show of the day. She came up and she had a really cute family. It was just her and probably, I think there were 5 kids from about 12 years old on down. And they took a picture with me after the show, and then she gave me this note and said, here's just a little note to say thank you. It says this. It says, "Dear Bandito, I just want to thank you for being a bright spot in a dark time for my children and I. This is our 3rd year attending the summer show. The last 2 years I came to Bear Lake to celebrate my birthday without the mistreatment of my husband. This year, he decided to leave me. Today is my birthday, and we celebrated at the lake, and by laughing at, I mean with you and your hilarious cast and crew. Thank you for creating sparks of hilarity for me and my 5 beautiful and hurting children. Never underestimate a kindness or the power to make someone laugh." And then she signed her name. Anyway, I just thought this is probably one of the coolest things that I've gotten after a show. And it just, I guess what it reminds me of is that anyone can make an impact with what they're doing on the lives of other people. And that, in fact, we should look for that. Like, no matter if your job is like this big, something big, if you're on Broadway every night, or if it's something less of a production, there's a lot that anyone can do to help other people in this journey and to make people's lives brighter. So anyway, that's the thought to end the day. Hope you've enjoyed hanging out. I'm planning to do this again. If you want me to, let me know, like, in the comments if there's anything specific that you'd like to see more of related to Pickleville or our life or whatever. Obviously, I want to see more of my kids and wife, but they just weren't with me today. Carter and Tanner both did great down at their basketball tournament. They played their last games and got their medals, and they're super pumped. So, and next week, Aaron is taking the boys up to McCall. They go up to our aunt's house on a trip and leave me every year. So should be a long week, to be honest, because I don't function very well without Aaron. Anyway, peace out. We'll see you next time.